Okay, so let's do it this way. I will run through what we discussed before, maybe in 5-10 minutes. Then we'll go into what we've not talked about and let's just take it up from there. So by now, I believe everyone, you have the outline and you know what we've been talking about, why USA, some truths, some hard facts like that, that even though the opportunities are there, you still have work to do. You have sacrifices to make. And we're talking about the fundamental, some important documents you need to start putting in place. So I talked about schools. So one thing you will notice is that I'm doing less of, Google search and things like that. You have phone, right? So you can easily go to Google for the information you need. So that is why I'm not doing more of Google. You can easily go to Google. What are the Ivy League schools in the United States? You will get that. But I just felt that this is what you need to, get into this line of action. So instead of giving you the things you can easily find on Google, just let me go straight to the point. That is why you see me that I didn't do more of beating about the bush. And one thing you will notice again is this. I did not do go and apply to this school, go and apply to that school, because the schools are always there. Anytime I talk to people about this thing, what I used to tell them is, or what I used to ask is this: what is your profile? What did you finish with? Okay, what do you want to do? From there, I will now start giving suggestions for schools. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So it's not about, I remember a guy, I think Mr. Abiodun should know that person. He just called me. He actually called me because he wanted me to make a payment for him. So as he was talking, I know that, this guy is not doing the right. And thank God for him. I think I spoke with him for about 2 hours that day. More than 2 hours. It got to a point, he started adding his friends to the conversation. Like, come on here. Come on here. And because of that conversation, he had to postpone his exam. He had to postpone his GRE exam. Because I told him that, bro, there's something you are not getting. There's something you are not getting right in this thing. It's like this, it's like that. You don't need to rush. Calm down. What am I trying to say? I mentioned it while I was teaching the other day that it's good to be ambitious. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to nurse your ambitions, but there is a place of being wise. Because, over 5,000 schools, why must you say it must be this school? It must be this school or that school. So after speaking with him that day, he had to look, he said, he sighed and he was like, wow. So I'm literally postponing my exam for 2 months now because you have just spoken to me. And that's it. It is okay to just get it right, once and for all, than going to the embassy and they are rejecting you. And let me tell you something about going to the embassy. Quickly, we are still going to get there, but just let me say it. By the time you go to the embassy, they reject you the first time. By the time you will go again, your profile with them is already having red flags. Actually, you don't need to be afraid about that statement. There are people that went the first time, they didn't get their visa. They went the second time, they got it. Are you getting me? But I'm just trying to say that by the time you start going to the embassy and they are rejecting your visa application, and they are rejecting it, because when you go to the embassy today, by the rules they play with, it is not the person that interviewed you the first time you are there that will interview you again. In fact, by the time they say next person, please, and you get to the counter, people that have been to the US embassy before, they will say what I'm saying is correct. By the time you get to the counter and the person enters your details, if you have been there before and it was that person that interviewed you, the person will say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't interview you again because I have done that before. Just wait while my colleague is free to interview. So it is not the person that, if it were to be another person that will interview you, the person would have said, oh, let me pity this person. At least, is this person in line now? Has he or she gotten it right now? But they don't do it like that. Sometimes the other person that is interviewing you again, we said, okay, what has changed since the last time you came here? If nothing has changed, you reject the person again. So that is why it always appears, I talk too much on these things because I don't want people to be rejected at the embassy. So what am I trying to say now? Guys, try and get it right. If you are following, you can put it in the chat, I'm following. Or just for me to know that, yes, I'm not just a radio that is talking without the feedback. So I've spoken about the major available semester and the month of the year. And I've spoken about standardized tests. Now, statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. I know somebody was saying, can I check their statement of purpose for them? Or check their, what's it called? Or check their resume for them. It's not that I cannot check it. But I won't lie to you. If you give me to check it, I will waste your time. And it's not because I want to waste your time. It's because I won't have time to check it. Sincerely. I can only give a guide that, okay, it's like this, it's like that, it's like this. Do you know that even one of my own guides then, one of my S.O.P is still in his email till today. When I'm already in my third semester of study, one of my S.O.P is still in his email till today. I know if I tell him, he will just laugh. And I'm not angry. But the truth of the matter is that people are busy in this place. Actually, people are busy everywhere. But I'm just trying to say that I'm very busy. If you give me to check, I will not check it. Not because I don't want to, but because I won't have time to check it. For example, now, I have a course this semester. There is no class. You have to watch videos, read the textbook by yourself, and you'll be doing exam every week. And you'll be doing tests and assignment and projects every week. And at the end of the semester, you will do exam. So I had to pause the video so that we can just quickly clear this out of the way. I'm a research assistant in my department. That one too is taking time. I have to do one or two things, those ones they are taking time. So if I say I will not be able to look at your S.O.P, sincerely, it's because there is no time. It's not that I will not look it, but it will take time. And that will be after you have said, hey, how far? Have you checked that in for me? Please, have you ever checked it? It will be after a lot of times that you have message. I will not say, let me go and okay, let me just check this thing today. But I don't want that so that it won't look as if somebody's moving forward in terms of their application is at the is at the mercy of me responding to them. No, I don't think that is right. That is why I say that I will not be able to check it. Now, this thing will be more interesting when we ask questions, but just let me run through all the things I have to say. Then, from the question and answer, I believe it will be more interesting. So, statement of purpose. Now, basic things they are asking for in statement of purpose or letter of motivation when it comes to this US thing is they are just trying to ask that, who are you? Who are you? Of course, when you want to write it, is not that you start saying, my name is Oluwatobi Omotayo. I am 10 years old. I live in number 18, Owoduni Street, Amukoko, Lagos, Nigeria. No, that is not what they are asking for. They just want to know who you are, your personality, how, the things you've been through. Of course, it should be more of academics and professional now, how it has affected your personality. So basically, that is what they are just asking for. For example, now, my own SOP, by the time one of my bros at UNM, by the time he edited it, that was the SOP I was using. I was just doing plus and minus. And how did I start? I am a graduate of this and that. So I am looking forward to do this and this and this. And that is the way I started before you see 2 pages, 3 pages SOP full. Are you getting it now? So that is just what they're asking for. Who are you? Then, what have you achieved academically? And of course, / professional. Let me divert a little bit again. Like I was telling you about the friend that got admitted to University of Nebraska at Omaha that didn't go because of the fund. She had to attend another school because that one looked more feasible. When she got to the embassy, the visa officer just asked her, what do you do at the moment? Oh, I work with Anderson Tax at the moment. And the person just feel like, oh, you mean the same Arthur Anderson? Said yes. Okay, we'll be sponsoring your studies. Blah, 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 like that. I will be approving your visa. What am I trying to say? Apart from even the, what's it called? This SOP you are writing, some of those questions can come up too at the visa interview. But don't worry, today I will tell you the 3 things they are actually looking for at the visa interview, and now you can prepare for it. Now, I say number 1, they're asking who you are. Number 2, what have you achieved academically? Then number 3, how do you think a school's program or course, how do you think a school's course or program, or whatever word you choose to call it, how do you choose a school's program can help you achieve your dream? That is what they are asking for. Now, let me tell you how I used to write my SOP. Number 1, I will tell them about myself. I will introduce myself. Okay, I am this. Okay, I studied this. SOP simply means statement of purpose or motivation letter. So immediately I introduce myself. I studied this. I studied that. So I want to study this. I want to study that. So I can use in that first paragraph, I can, hype their department a little. You understand? I can say, oh, because you guys have got world-class faculties in this program or in this department. That is one of the reasons why I am considering this. Before you know it, I have written like 5, 6, 7 lines. That is the way I structured my own SOP. or motivation letter, whatever you call it. That's my first paragraph. Then my second paragraph, this is what I used to do. I will tell them about my undergraduate studies, or I had my research. Now, this is what I used to do. I can say, okay, my undergraduate studies have laid a solid foundation for this next program I want to come and study. So I can mention like 3 or 4 courses that looks like the core courses I will be doing in that program, like 4 or 5 courses or 3 as the case may be, that is related to the core courses I'll be doing in the program I'm coming into. That is why you don't just submit a general SOP. You must have reviewed the program. Sometimes you need to check their curriculum, the courses they are doing, the core courses, the ones that will be elective and things like that. So I will now look at the things I've done in my undergraduate. What are the courses I have done that is related to this thing? So I'm also telling them that I have some foundation in this thing, even though I won't lie to you, academics in this place is hard. Just let's be frank with ourselves. But are people surviving? Yes. Is God helping me? Am I surviving? Yes. Even my guys that finished with the first class, by the time when we first landed here, everybody was just complaining that, oh boy, this is not what we are used to in Nigeria. Or this is not what we are used to. And everybody was just complaining by the time we chat on group and things like that. What am I trying to say? We are just telling them that you have some sort of knowledge, some foundation, and more so on your transcripts. Let's say, for example, now you did economics in your undergraduate. So you will tell them, okay, I've done intermediate microeconomics. I've done some macroeconomics. So I believe these courses have developed my quantitative skills in preparation for this next program I am applying to. Are you following me? So depending on the program you're applying to, depending on your course, so you put it like that. Now, I want you to do something, especially those of you that used to put in your CV after you have said, let's say when you were serving now, I'm talking to corporate people now. Let's say when you were serving now, you served in a lab, for example. You don't need to now put, me too, I used to do it before, so I'm not condemning you. Me too, I don't know before. You should write it as a work experience. You can say, okay, lab assistant, then you put the things you did. Are you getting me now? I'm still coming to resume. It's because I want to make a statement as regards SOP. That is why I have to go to that again. So don't just say lab assistant in bracket, youth copper. No need. No need. Some of us served in a polytechnic. Some of us served in the department of a university. Why not put teaching assistant or something like research assistant? Some of us, we served in university campuses and we were in their lab, biology lab, chemistry lab, assisting them. Even if you are not going every day, you are a copper, that is where you served. Put it there, lab assistant. I was assisting with demonstration, okay, how to do titration, how to carry out this chemical analysis. Okay, I was in the physics lab. Because some of those things will be needed when they want to, consider you for the graduate assistantship. I'm still coming to that. Do you get it now? So my second paragraph, like I'm saying in the SOP, you are telling them the courses you have done before. You are telling them probably about your undergraduate project, your undergraduate research work. You are telling them, you are also adding your work experience. Are you getting it now? You are adding it, okay. For example, me now, I served at NISA in Ibadan. So I used to put it, okay, I also have a 1-year experience as a graduate research assistant the Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, Ibadan, where I was at the Department of Agriculture and Food Policy. You understand? Put it there. That was where you work. Forget the fact that the system in Nigeria is not working. Forget the fact that by the time you come, there will be two different things entirely. This is what I meant. For example, now in Nigeria, if you are in the management sciences, economics, and stuff like that, economics, agricultural extension, don't mind me. I studied agricultural economics, so if you see me mentioning agric, don't mind me. So if you are in that cycle, most of the time, our research is questionnaire. But in this place, they do more of modeling. Are you getting it now? So even though you may not be coming from an ideal situation, that is the way you need to package yourself. You are not lying. So by the time you come, they know that you don't know most of these things. Most of them, of course, there are some, there are some wise people that are funny. They will just make you feel bad and things like that. But most of the time, they know you don't know. So they will teach you. They will put you through. They will do everything they can to make sure that you are in line. For you yourself, you must sit up. So put it there. And I used to tell people that by the time you finish your final exam, still use S.O.P to do attaché with your project supervisor. Of course, they will not pay you, but maybe be going once in a week. As a result of that, you can claim that you are a graduate assistant in your department after you finish. Because some of us, by the time we finish our final exams, we did not leave school. So why not, use those things to your advantage if you know where you are going to? Or let me say, since you know where you are going to. So don't forget your first paragraph. You tell them, you introduce yourself. Of course, I've explained how to introduce yourself. Then secondly, you tell them what you have achieved academically. The second paragraph, you have had this also course. I believe these are foundations for me to thrive in this course I am coming to. Then number 3, how you think a school's program can help you achieve your dream. So in the third paragraph, you will now see me. I will now come up with statements like, my research interest will be in the areas of this, and this. Then I used to end it with, however, I am open to other areas. So that research interest, that research areas, or the things, I hope that those things will catch my attention as I am doing the study. I will now say that I am optimistic. Words like that, like words of affirmation, or I am sure, or I strongly believe that after this study, like for example, let's say you are coming in for master's and you still want to go and do a PhD, you will say, okay, I believe that after all this, I would have been, equipped the necessary skills in this and that for me to continue at the PhD level or to do this and this and that. See, as you begin to write, the inspiration to write will come as you follow these guidelines. Don't forget, that is my third paragraph. Now, the fourth paragraph, it is linked to that third paragraph by me trying to tell them how their program, how the research they do in their department, or the things they are interested in their department, how is going to help me achieve my dream. That is my career dream, my professional dream. How is going to help me achieve it? Then, by the fourth paragraph, I will now tell them that I hope to work in so place. Or, let me tell you what we used to use. Even though most of us, we don't want to come back to Nigeria. But that is the ideal thing I think you should write. Because you are trying to say, okay, I have the mind for development. I have the mind for this and that. Even though most of them does not send you, I'm just saying, just write it like that. That's okay. Upon the completion of my program, I wish to, or I hope to return to social sector in my country, or to social university in my country, or to or this particular organization in my country. Are you getting it now? And you can say, you can now say, okay, at the long run, in that fourth paragraph, you cannot try to write something that has to do with a short-run goal and a long-run goal. For most of the bookworms, their short-run is always okay. After this particular master's study, I'm taking a master's program as an example now. After this master's program, I hope to still continue in another 3-4 years in my PhD program. Then after that, a long-run program now, I wish to work for maybe United Nations, blah, blah, blah. You put it, I used to write like 5 or 6 at times. Before you know it, your fourth paragraph is full. Are you getting me now? Then the last paragraph, now let me tell you something. You'll be saying that, how am I going to write all these things? As you follow this guideline, you will write. Yes, you will write. By the time whoever you give it to proofread for you, they will just be adding some stuffs for you. Before you know it, you have a 1-page, 1.5 page, 2-page SOP. And you can keep editing it for as the case may be. Are we following what I'm saying? If you are following, just put it in the chat section. Say, I'm getting it. I'm getting what you're saying. I'm getting what you're saying. Put it in the comment section, in the chat section, so that I will know that we are together. So just follow these guidelines. Then this is where I used to conclude it. That I don't forget, in everything you have written, you have told them what you have achieved before, you have told them your dreams, you have told them what you want to do. Then this is where I used to conclude it most of the time, like 3-4 lines, that I don't want my dreams, my hopes to be dashed. That is why I am looking forward to enroll in this program, and I hope to join their department soon, blah, 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 things like that. You understand? As a way of wrapping up. And that is the way I used to write it. And now let me tell you, there are some programs that they will tell you what they want to see in the SOP. Most of those things will still be around these things that we have said. All you just need to do is to adjust and let the paragraph connect. Let everything flow. Let everything be logical. Let, paragraph 1 is connected to paragraph 2. Paragraph 1, you have told them who you are. Paragraph 2, you are telling them what you have achieved. Don't worry, I will still share. I was actually looking for a particular image yesterday. Let's take care of that, baby. Sure, we are recording it. We are recording this session. Lesson. We are recording this session. So, paragraph 1, you have told them who you are. The paragraph 2, you have told them the things you've done academically and in terms of your, professional achievements. So don't say, I am a copper. Even if you served in a secondary school, tell them you are an educator. Package yourself. Put it in your CV. I taught in a secondary school too. In fact, after my undergraduate, and I finished having a nicer, I thought then that I would go to a particular place for my master's program, but Bill Gates did not sponsor people from West Africa that year. So when I got there was no job, I started teaching. But I did not write I was a teacher. I put it, I was an educator. I prepared students for Cambridge exams. I put it there. Don't just put I was a teacher. I am an educator. Perhaps you are a master's degree holder now. You want to go for your PhD and you are teaching. You are a member of faculty. I don't just want you to go beyond yourself because you are coming to another context. You are a college professor. I have an Egbon. He joined this. He is on this group. He's always busy because he's into IT. I would have tried to put him on the spot, but let me see if he's on this group. See, let me tell you something. When he finished here, he was so resourceful, and the department was looking for a way to retain him. And they actually gave him a position, and his title was college professor. And he has not even gotten PhD. Of course, he was not interested in PhD. He wanted to go to the industry. Gideon, oh, he's a teaching assistant. I'm not sure he will be chanced. And also, he's 1 hour ahead of me. So it will be 2:39 his time now. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure we'll be able to join this call. But maybe if it happens that we have another call one of these days, I will talk to him. I will talk to Esther too and guys like that to come up so that they can challenge us if we're having this kind of call again. So what am I trying to say, guys? Don't just say I was a secondary school teacher. I'm an educator. You understand? There is a way you package yourself. You are not lying. That is who you are. Didn't you teach? Didn't you prepare students for WAEC? You prepare them for WAEC. Of course, I taught extra classes preparing students for Cambridge exam. Of course, I did that. What am I trying to say? Write it. But don't just say I was a teacher. Okay, I was an educator. I was educating them in chemistry. I was educating them in accounting, in commerce, in physics. Before you know it, they are knowing, oh, this is the kind of person coming to our department. So don't forget, let everything link. Paragraph 1. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. So let me just say it as a stretch now. It could be in a whole. Paragraph 1, you are telling them about yourself. Paragraph 2, you are telling them what you have achieved academically and career-wise. Paragraph 3, you are telling them what you want to do with their program, how their program will help your next line of career, your dream. Then paragraph 4, you are telling them the context. You are telling them the context you will use, what you received from their program. That's the paragraph 4, right? Then the final paragraph, you are concluding it, and that is it. That is it. That is it. Somebody say knowledge impactor. That's not necessary. Educator. Simple. See, these things are straight to the point. See, when I got here, I was to prepare an abstract. My guy had to buy me a book. He said, there is a way you write in America. Of course, they know that you are coming from Africa and they know where you are coming from. They won't penalize you for that. Me, I'm just telling you this, that just be straightforward. That is the most time they will tell you. In fact, I applied to a school and they said the S.O.P should not be more than 1 page. So if you can write something that makes sense, 1.5 page, you are okay. 1.5 page, 2 page max, you are okay. Because they will say 500 words, 700 words, like that. So by the time you write 1 page, 1.5 page, just do 1.5 spacing. That is what I do. Then some schools specifically say just 1 page. Do you know what I do for schools like that? I'll just put it just a single spacing like that. So just make sure you follow these guidelines that I have given to you. Let the paragraph connect. You have done SOP. If you get to a point, you will not need anybody to even review your SOP. If you give it to your friend, it's to check the grammar. Finish. So I was saying, I was present at our research retreat last year, August. So my guy wanted me to prepare my, what's it called? My abstract and things like that for my poster. My Oga simply means the professor I'm working with. I'm sorry if I speak Yoruba. I'm from Nigeria. I still speak my Yoruba. So it now happened that when I wrote it, she was not like, you've actually written well, but in this place, we love going straight to the point. We love going straight to the point. And let me also say this, by the time you get here, don't be proud, just do your thing, just give your best. Well, there is this particular course that the assignment has to do with, you are going to answer the question like respond, like discussion. Is a discussion, but it's an assignment. So the professor will read it and grade you. So I remember that was last semester. I was like, what am I going to write? What am I going to write in this thing like this? Because these children here, they can talk, they'll be writing. I'll be like, what will I write? I'm going to speak Yoruba. What will I write like this? I just followed all I got line. I wrote what I could write and I left it like that. I was like, we'll let whatever want to happen should happen. Then I scored 7/10. She now gave a comment. She said, I love what you have written. I love it because it is logical, but I have reduced 3 points from your score because I told you to reply another person's comment, another person's discussion. You did not do that. What am I trying to say? Go straight to the point. Do you know, in Nigeria, they will say if you have not written 80 pages as an undergraduate, you have not written an undergraduate project. In this place, I have seen 60, 70 pages, master's thesis, and the person have graduated. I have seen a dissertation that is less than 100. They are calling the person doctor now. So in this place, we love to go straight to the point. Did you follow the guideline? Just go straight to the point. So what am I trying to say? Don't be oppressed if somebody is writing 3-page S.O.P or whatever. If you can write 1.5, 75% of 2 pages, you are good. You are okay. Just let it flow logically. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? If you are understanding, put it in the chat. Say, I understand. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So that is the way to write your SOP. Then for your resume, since it is an academic resume, the first thing should be your name. Let me get one of those resumes that I used to share. I have actually stopped sharing my resume. What happened was that, okay, I don't need to tell you what happened, but I think I've told AM why I stopped that. Let me see if there is one I can share with us here. And oh, I can't minimize while recording this meeting. Oh, okay. So your resume, the first thing is your name. Let me see if I can get it. So the first thing is your name. Actually, there is anything I show you now, yours should be better than it. So I'm not saying it's not a cast in stone. I'm just showing you the principle, the format, what they are looking for. Anything I show you now, your own should be better than it. Times 5, times 10, times 100, not safe. I'm just showing you a guideline. So yours should be better. It's not that you must say, oh, it must be like this. I'm just showing you what they are looking for. And me too, I started following this when Dr. What's the name of that erudite scholar in FUTA? Dr. Macaulay, in one of the WhatsApp teachings he did, is it 3 years ago that I attended? So let me, oh, where did I put this document? I want to share you once and for all so that I will not talk too much. Shared resume. Okay. It's saying it's not. Let me see. Okay. Say downloaded. So there is one I shared with somebody. But don't worry, if I have time, I will just edit it and remove some things from it. Then I can share it with us. But yours should be better than that, Please, yours should be better than that. So, resume, how to write your resume. It's not something that should be hard, please. Sorry, it's loading. So, I got it. Okay. So here, my resume is just 2 pages. So let me share my screen. Where is it? Okay. This. Share. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So this is just it. The first place, your name. Okay? Your name. Okay, I think I will need to open one of my S.O.Ps too. Don't worry, I will open that too. The first place, your name. Then, since it's an academic CV, your research interest. Maybe one of these days, if there is time, I will share how to write for professional too, because I was in a seminar last week and the wise woman was saying that there are some things you don't write as a professional summary so that you will not shoot yourself on the leg. So are you getting it now? So the first thing, after you put your details, your phone number and email, so you now put your research interest. Okay? You put your research interest, then you come to your education. So can you see? This is not my CGPA. I purposely put it like this. Like I said, I don't like sharing this thing with people again. So relevant coursework. Like that. Of course, it's recorded. You can always go like that. Then professional, can you see? Educator. Can you see? Educator. That is what I put there. Can you see? Simple and straightforward. This was when I was serving as a copper. Are you getting it? Here is it. This is it. You put your work experience under profession experiences or professional experiences. Like I said, this is not the best. Your own can be better than this. And of course, it should. Now, when I finish, then this was what I was doing. You understand? You put everything. Then the next one should be, after professional experiences, your awards. Then volunteering. When I was serving, can you see that? Development knowledge facilitator, blah, blah, blah. Then skills. That's all. That's all. So let me continue so that we can save time. Stop share. So resume is as simple as that. You don't need to complicate it or whatever. Resume. So we've covered that. Now, what is I was talking about one of the things I have on the outline is mailing supervisor. Now, let me tell you something outrightly. Based on my experience, it's not a cast in stone. Remember when I started, I said I'm not trying to claim monopoly of knowledge because you may have seen some things I've not seen. Now, outrightly, these people don't like you disturbing them. Based on what I've seen about them, why do they need to reply your email? They need to reply your email because it's an official email and you are making inquiry about the program that you are coming into. Or it's not that you will not be sending email, disturbing them with email. It's not like that. Now, some of them won't reply because they are receiving, even my own professor, she asked me to prepare an abstract. I submitted and stuff like that, but she did not reply. And that's unlike her. Then after for like 3-4 days, I went to our office, we were discussing and things like that. I was like, I sent it to you. You're like, oh, I'm sorry. They receive a lot of emails. So if you send email, they did not reply. Number one, it was they missed it. They did not see it. Number two, it could be because they don't have an answer for you yet. Number three, your email could be a disturbance to them. So when you send an email, for example, the first email you should send to a graduate coordinator. Okay, I'll drop the format that I think, but it should be better than that, because by the time you start sending it, it will be looking the same to them and things like that. Some of these things, they are just guidelines. You should be creative too in the way you approach your team. And after, you must have reviewed it at school. Now, when you send an email, it's almost 1 hour on this call already. When you are sending an email, you are making an inquiry so that it will guide you that, should I apply or should I not apply? Because as you are applying, you are paying money. Are you getting it? See, in terms of schools to check and schools not to check, that is where what I'm about to do after this meeting, that is where it's coming in. Are you getting it now? Now, but for you, what do you need to do now? Okay, you look at the program, you're like, wow, I meet their minimum requirements. Now, when you send email to a graduate coordinator, I am this and that, I am that and this is blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, most of the time, a graduate coordinator will reply you with a generic email. But if you make your email direct, you will get some direct answers. So when I send email then, one day I open my sent emails and I see it in their tens, if not in their hundreds. I just like, wow, thank you, Jesus, so that this thing finally paid off. So when you send an email, sometimes when I send email, they will give a generic response. They will say, go to this link, you will see all the things you're asking for. But however, as a way to give you a direct answer, this is the answer to this question you ask. This is the answer to this question you ask, like that, like that, like that. Are you following? So you send the email to them, to the graduate coordinator. Most of the time, 95% of the time, they will reply you. Now, a situation where you won't get reply is when it has to do with a professor of interest. Because there are some programs that will say that you need to get a professor of interest before you will be admitted to their program. It is in that situation, you may have a late reply. Now, let me give you this story. I have a friend in Georgia Southern University. He graduated from UI, first class. No, it's not Georgia Southern, Georgia State University. He mailed a professor, and it was after 1 year, the professor replied him, are you still interested? What am I trying to say? Some professors that did not reply you, it's not that they don't want to reply, it's because they don't have an answer for you yet. Some of them are waiting for a grant. So I'm also telling you some of the reasons why you did not get reply to some of those emails. Some of them are waiting for grants to fund you if you will still apply to their school. So they don't just want to get you, they don't just want to give you a generic email that, oh, I don't have funds yet and things like that. That is why they look at, this is a potential student. It should be good for the project we want to do. Just let me, I won't reply him now. Probably when the thing comes, I might reply. Why some will just give you their answer directly? No money, or my lab or my research team is full already, so I'm not going to take you. Now, when you send email to them, after like 2 days, send a S.O.P reminder that something like like a follow-up, like you can say something like, hi, Dr. So and so. I sent an email to you about 3 days. I know how your schedule could, I know your schedule could be busy. Like you're trying to tell them that their schedule is busy. I know how busy your schedule could be. I used to have those emails now. Don't worry, I'll share it after the class. I know how busy your schedule could be. So I thought to push it to the top of your emails. Some will give you a very sincere reply. When they see that, they'll be like, oh, they will tell you that, oh, some people say, I'm sorry. And they will give you your answer. Are you getting it? That is the way it happens. Now, after you have sent a soft reminder, don't send it again. If you know that you have the requirement they ask for in that department and you actually want to apply to that school, go and apply. That is how my own mentor will always say, Lord, you see there, go and apply. After you now apply, you can now send a reminder again that, oh, I've been able to apply. I submitted my application. Of course, they would have seen it. I've submitted my application. Whether they reply or not, don't worry. Some of them will reply and say, oh, I've seen it. We'll get back to you after our review. You sent it once, you send a code reminder, stop for that moment. Now, there have been a situation, I think it happened to me too. And we applied and we waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And there was no reply. I have a situation like that there was no reply after we've applied for admission. I think I know a guy like that. After he has applied for admission, I'll tell you my own. So my own was even maybe 2 or 3 weeks. After a friend said, I've been admitted, and I've not seen my own. And I just made the graduate coordinator that, how far now? And he just said, oh, I'm sorry, I will have to reject your admission. Are you getting it now? They don't like disturbance. Mail them the first time. They did not reply. Send a soft reminder. They did not reply. Calm down. If you know it's a school you want to apply to and you meet the requirement of that department, apply. After you now apply, you cannot say it again that I have applied. And then stop it there too. Now, it now happened that this guy, he started disturbing them with emails, disturbing the grade coordinator with emails. Before you know it, I think before the night of that day, they found Shan reject in the straight. They gave him reject. So don't disturb them with emails. Do it the normal way you need to do it. And that should be it, please. Do you get what I'm saying? If you are getting it, say you are getting it. So don't be disturbing them with emails, please. And also, anytime you send an email to a professor of interest or a graduate coordinator, make sure you are attaching your resume, you are attaching your transcripts, and if you have those standardized tests, attach them too. Yes, attach them. Now, why are you sending email to the graduate coordinator? You are trying to check, okay, is this requirement, even though I meet the minimum requirement, am I still competitive? Can I still apply? That is what you are trying to check. Number one, you are trying to check if he can give you some funding information. Of course, he will say, we do have competitive graduate assistantship. Of course, it's competitive. So that is what you want to hear. Then you're also trying to ask if in their pool of applicants, you will be competitive. You are trying to, sometimes they will tell you that, even though this is the minimum requirement, but for like 2 years now, the people we have admitted to this program, even though the minimum requirement is 3.0, but the people that we have admitted to this program in the last 2-3 years, they had like 3.4 or 3.3 or 3.2. Like that, you already have an information that, me that I have just this 3.0, I am not meant to apply to this program at this time. Because you will not be competitive. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't understand, you can bring in your own personal experience to ask questions when we begin to ask questions. I'm sorry, I'm taking for the last part, I won't take a lot of time because most of the people that will be needing this, they are people that have gotten admission or they have gotten funding and they want to travel. That is most of them that needs this last part. So I may leave that. But if you have questions as regards that, you can tell me. I'll come to that. So don't just disturb them with emails so that you will not ruin, chances that would have been your own. So there is something I did not talk about again. The networking advantage. Now, what I want to say now is not a license for you to start disturbing your friends that is doing the same course you are doing. Please don't do it. It's not everybody that have mind to do that. Please. That I did it does not mean you should force your friend to do it. It does not make sense, please. It does not make sense. Now, I've not done this one before. My mentor have called the graduate coordinator before for me. He just picked because he was already in the US. So just called the school for me. This person is like my brother. Of course, in Africa, everybody is your brother. Your sister is my brother. This is his grade, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you should apply? And blah, blah, blah. Even though I'd not let her apply to that school again because of funds. Then, but I recommended that same school to another person, and I know that they will pick her and she will be funded. So sometimes networking advantage. A friend might call a graduate school or a department because of you. Now, this is one I have done before. When I finish one of my semesters like that, was it the last semester or the last 2 semesters? One of my friends that were in this parole together, she has not gotten funding. So we're now discussing, we're trying to apply for a grant. So I was in the team and things like that. So one professor just mentioned that, that she needs a graduate assistant and things like that. I was like, my ear just opened. I just said, excuse me, Dr. So and so. And I have a friend and I believe she will be able to do this and this and that. And those people can be funny. He said, wow, no problem. Let her send her resume. I said she has been admitted, blah, 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 and things like that. Right in that meeting, I stood up. I called my friend. I said, this particular school that you have not gotten funding, don't take it to the embassy. Don't say because your friend is there. Come to my school. I just spoke with also person now. I stood up from a meeting to call you. She went to apply to, he took that school to the embassy. She was rejected. So at the point again, you're not telling me to call one school. I said, no. I said, I cannot call. I've not called a school on behalf of somebody before, but I've just told you what I have done before. I spoke to her. So she sent her resume. That one did not reply. So what I asked her to do was, since you have some little funding before, even though it's not much, take that to the embassy. By the time you come, you will get a great assistantship. She went to do another thing. So what am I trying to say? You can use a networking advantage, but don't force your friend to do it. If they don't have the mind to do it, or if they don't have if they are not in the position to do it, please don't see them as a bad person if they do not do it, but you can use a networking advantage. I've heard of a story of a guy that used to meet a particular professor in the mosque. In one of the schools in Louisiana. So he used to meet this professor in the mosque, so they used to chat and things like that. Before you know it, they were talking. That was why that professor just said that, oh, he has an opening in this thing. That is how he recommended his friend. And that is how his friend got, even without stressing, the professor just tell him to go and apply. Immediately he applied, I will take it up from there. And that's how the guy got his own fund. The guy got his own funding. It is not compulsory somebody network for you. Do you understand? Nobody networked for me. Over 95% of people, nobody network for them. I'm just saying that's an advantage too. Do you understand? So please don't witch hunt anybody and say, oh, and he's in America. You cannot know, it's not like that. Oh. I came out of the toilet one day and I saw this professor. That was it 3 weeks ago? Yes, it was this January. Because I was guiding a lady. She's on this group too. I was trying to guide her to apply to a program in my school. And that prof used to have money very well. He used to collect funds. He's an associate professor. He used to collect. I was like, my mind said I should talk to him, but he was now talking to another professor when they came out of the toilet. So I waited and waited and waited. I was like, no, I can't continue again. I just left because I and that professor, we have been on the same judging team before. So he knows me at least by face. He might not have seen me in person before. So we've met virtually. You know, that we're having a program, so we're on the judging team. We're judging some students. So that was the first time like we met, that we did something together. So I wanted to talk to him that I have a very sound lady in Nigeria and she's trying to apply to our program. Please, I don't know if you have, an opening in your team, in your research team. So immediately I left that day. I just went to chat that lady. I said, so person is in the office now. Send him an email. She has not gotten back. I don't know if she did it. That is one of the challenges with people back at home. Sometimes when we say some things, it will look as if we are being forced. We are just trying to say, do it now. Because we have seen some things and we actually want you to take advantage. So like that, you can use the networking advantage. I have done it before and I still do it again as God helps me if I want to. So don't witch-hunt anybody that refused to do it. I think I have covered everything. I've covered everything. So, HND guys, go and do your worst. There is space for you. Second class, lower, third class guys, I've told you what to do. Go and use Scholaro.com. Do a self-evaluation. If you have more than 2.5 or 4, you have hope. Yes, you can get through with this. Go and do it. If you have 2.5 and above, by the time you now do the normal West something, you will see that you will always have like plus 0.02 added to whatever Scholaro gives you. So don't worry, there is hope. Now, immigration process. Let me run through this. So you should know that as an international, why will I forget graduate assistantship? In fact, if I not say graduate assistantship, all this webinar is useless, so to say. Graduate assistantship. Now, an international student, it is hard for you to survive. No, Scholaro.com. Let me write it for you, sir. And if you have done it, you can, by the time you are doing question and answer, I don't think you need to be ashamed of your grade. You can't kill yourself. It's a low grade you have. You did not kill person. I beg. It has happened. Thank you, blessing. Graduate assistantships. There are 3 major types of graduate assistantship. Now, what is graduate assistantship? Now we are from Africa and we are used to the British style. Most of that they call it scholarship. In this place, we call it graduate assistantship. You will hardly hear something like scholarship. Of course, there are things like that, but you will hardly hear it. That scholarship. No. In this place, we call it graduate assistantship. Now, there are 3 types of graduate assistantship. Number 1 is the graduate teaching assistantship. Number 2 is the graduate research assistantship. And then the last one is graduate administrative assistantship. But the most common one is the graduate teaching assistantship and the graduate research assistantship. Now, even though both comes through the department or the program you are being applied to, in most cases, who is giving graduate teaching assistantship and who is giving graduate research assistantship? And how can you position yourself. Number one, graduate teaching assistantship. It is the department that is giving the graduate teaching assistantship. So they give graduate teaching assistantship based on the fund that is released to them by the university or their external donators. I know you must have gone to a department, the program website before, a department website before, where you will see something like donate to us. So they are the one that gives out teaching assistantship. What do they give? So what will the teaching assistant be doing? Excuse me. What will the teaching assistant be doing? They will be attached to a professor in the department where we have large classes. And most of the time, okay, even in my own department, how many teaching assistants do we have? As far as I know, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I know 5. And you know that these schools, they have money more than themselves. I can remember 4 now, but I think we have 5. 5 teaching assistantship. Now, the rest of us, we are research assistantship. Now, we have about, I think we have about 17 or 18 graduate students in my department. I think maximum of 20. I don't know some of them. Maximum of 20, because if I'm doing this course this semester, some of them are not doing the same course this semester. Don't worry, when you come in, you will understand all those ones. So the rest of us that are graduate assistants in the department, they are research assistantship. So who gives research assistantship is an individual professor in the department that gives assistantship. Now, let me tell you what happens when you graduate. Let's say this is your application. Of course, it will be in soft copy. Let's say this is your application. Now, immediately you submit your application to a school, you are submitting to the graduate school. So immediately the graduate school collects your application, the transcripts, everything. Immediately they collect it. They will forward it to the graduate coordinator of the program you are applying to. Sometimes they call them graduate coordinator, or sometimes they call them program coordinator. They give it to them. Immediately that one collects it, he will now make copies. He will distribute it to the graduate committee. They are the one that will check your transcripts, your S.O.P, your everything. They are the one that will check it. Okay, it meets minimum requirements. That's for admission. Now, in most cases, when you're applying for admission, they will say, mention the name of 3 professors you will love to work with. Why are they asking that? Teaching assistantship is very competitive. So, should it happen that you are unable to get teaching assistantship, you are mentioning the name of 3 people. So, immediately they pass you for admission. They will now share your document to those professors, or sometimes to all the professors in the department, because you have written, I am open to other areas as well. Are you following me? They will now pass it to them. This one will now say, Professor A will now say, I think I like John. I think he's a potentially, good student. Oh, look at what he has achieved. Wow, look at his resume. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Dr. So and so, they are talking to the grade coordinator now. I will email John or give him a graduate assistantship from my fund. Now, what will a graduate assistantship cover? It will cover your tuition, and then it will give you monthly stipend. It is from that monthly stipend you pay your house rent, you eat your food, probably at some point you got a car, you fuel your car and things like that. So they give you monthly stipend. That is the way it is for most of the schools, for more than 90% of the schools, as far as I know and as far as I check. However, there are some schools that when you get a graduate assistantship, You will still be paying tuition. Now, calm down. You'll be saying, where will I get that kind of money? Calm down, calm down. Even me that I'm talking to you, I pay tuition in my first semester. In the second semester, I told my oga that this is this. Then our grants people, they paid my tuition. They paid my, in quote, what you call school fees. They paid my school fees. And I was able to use my stipend for whatever I want to do. Now, there are some schools that will say that you need to, there are some schools that will say that you need to pay tuition. However, you pay in-state tuition. In-state tuition is, 75% lesser than the tuition an international student will have paid. Even your school in Nigeria, check the international students that are there from Ghana, from Sierra Leone, from Cameroon. Check them. Check the school fees they are paying. It is, you surprised that why is this so much? It's because they are international students. But whenever you are a graduate assistant, they will waive out of state tuition, then you will be paying in-state tuition. Now, let me tell you what you will do. Most of the time, when it happens like that, students will now do what we call a payment plan. A payment plan. Let's say they resume now and they are a great assistant, they are paying them their monthly stipend. They will need to manage themselves very well in such a way that they will be able to pay their house rent, and with the payment plan, they will be paying their school fees monthly from their stipend. Do you get it now? So don't say because I got an admission to a particular school, they gave me graduate assistantship, but they did not waive my tuition for me. They say I will pay in-state. That does not mean you should reject that offer. You will survive. You will be fine. So, but generally, you will see a school where, like my friend now, that I was able to guide and is in, and she's in. They waived her tuition, and I think she's collecting about $1,000 monthly, $1,000 monthly. Now, most of this stipend that they will give you, they will figure out the cost of living where you are living. It is based on that they pay. Do you understand? Say, I understand. I understand. If you are following me, say, I'm following. Yes, I want to see it in the chat section. So that is that for that. Now, funding your studies. So when you get an opportunity that waive your tuition, gives you monthly stipend and things like that, is that not a scholarship? It is. That is the scholarship you are talking about. But they hardly call it scholarship here. Now, there are some of you, you will not get your graduate assistantship from Nigeria, but you need guidance. Don't just rush to the embassy. You need guidance. There are some of you that the only thing you will get from Nigeria is a tuition waiver. Just take it to the embassy. Take it to the embassy. If you have a good statement, but don't let me say it outrightly. I'm careful to say that. Seek advice. Seek advice from people that know about it. Seek advice. Say, this is what is happening. Seek advice. That is the reason why most of the people I guide, I make sure that they are at the verge of getting an assistantship based on the communications they've been having with the program coordinator or the head of department, or they already have about 70-80% funding opportunities before they go to the embassy, so that they will not be rejected. I'll soon tell you 3 things they are looking for at the embassy. Basically 3 things. Now, guys, listen to me. Teaching assistantship, you must be able to communicate. I'm sorry for using the word must, but they will try to check your communication ability. Even though I'm a research assistant, when we ended last semester, my prof told me that the HOD wants more teaching assistantship this semester. That, do I mind being a teaching assistant? I said, no problem. But when we resumed and I started discussing with her, I was like, okay, do I need to see the HOD so that they will tell me the professor I'm working with this semester? And I said I shouldn't bother that. I should continue with my research assistantship. And that's it. Now, teaching assistantship, if sometimes they will say, we don't require TOEFL. If you have TOEFL, submit it. Submit it. Because you have already told them that, oh, you are proficient. You are, even when you come, it will still take some time for you to get along with their accent and things like that. But with the proficiency test, you have told them that even though it's not compulsory for admission, they will check all these things. They will tell you that, oh, we are not using it for admission, we are not using it for this. But what of the, what's it called? What of the funding opportunity? To me, it's easy to gain admission. It is when it comes to funding issue, you need to be strategic with the way you do your applications. Anybody can gain admission. You can give me your profile now. I can give you like 3 schools. I'm very sure 2 will admit you. 2 will admit you. Now, that my friend, let me tell you what happened. She applied to a school in Georgia, applied to one in Kansas, applied to one in Nebraska, the one I was mentioning this morning, University of Nebraska at Omaha. What now happened was that they all admitted that, in fact, the one in Georgia, in less than 2 weeks, she saw admission. The 3 of them, they admitted, no funding. She started mailing back and forth, mailing back and forth, mailing back and forth. I told her, now she has a good GP. Now she is working in a good place. Some of these things. That is why I said, you need to talk to people that know about it. And I said, do you know what you will do? Go and look for statement of account of one family member and things like that. Go and look for statement of account. When you get it, you are going to take the school with the lowest cost of attendance. That is what you will take to the embassy. I'm talking about immigration process already. So if you have questions after that, you can come in. I said, take that to the embassy. Now, when you get there, I called one of my friends in Dallas. We make sure we prepared her and just like that. And to the glory of God, she got the visa. Immediately she got her visa, she mailed the school in Georgia. She said, I have my visa now. Any show about graduate assistantship, immediately the man changed mouth. He said, I have tentatively reserved an assistantship for you. I say, well done. I say, well done. That's it. That's it. To cut the long story short, immediately she landed in the school she used to collect her visa. She went to the school and told, and when you get there, you want to transfer. You don't tell them that you cannot afford it. It will raise the red flag. They will say, but you submitted a statement of account that you can pay for your tuition. Immediately, he got to that school and said, oh, this is the way she said it. I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I will need to transfer to this school because it will be more economical for me. In fact, I have been given an assistantship to help fund my studies. Immediately she said that like this. The graduate coordinator of the school where she came in with said, you are not going. There is assistantship. I will give it to you. And that's how she was cleared. Immediately she called the Georgia school that, oh, I'm sorry, I will not be able to come again. That man was unhappy. So I was not saying that, why didn't you give her this funding from Nigeria so that she will not have issues with embassy people? Now, immigration process. What are the 3 things they are looking for when you go for your visa interview? Number 1, they are asking the question. Of course, they are not asking directly. They are asking, are you a credible candidate? Are you a credible student? That is where they will be asking questions like, did you write any standardized tests? Even though that they won't, because of that, deny you a visa. Make sure you follow me. Okay? They won't because of that, but it counts sometimes. It counts. Sometimes, that is why this thing is case by case basis, guys. It's case by case basis at times. But these are the 3 things they are looking for. Number 1, Are you a credible candidate? That is when they will ask questions like, did you write any standardized test? Sometimes they will ask questions like, how many schools did you apply to? Sometimes they will now say, okay, why are you going to this particular school? So they are asking if you are a credible. So they will look at it like, they will tell you to mention the schools. They will be like, if this school can admit this person, that means this person is serious and this person is competitive. He or she know. That is why you don't apply to one school and sit down. There's somebody on the group now. If she's on this call, she will be laughing. I remember when I was telling her then, if you need to apply to like 7 schools, she would look at me like, I'm wicked. Mr. Toby, where is the money? I said, I'm not telling you what I did not do. So that by the time you apply to a lot of schools, even if you apply to, see, I know somebody that applied to more than 30 schools. I'm not exaggerating. I know people like that. It's got to a point that they were still receiving admission and funding after they have gotten to America. Some of them, after they have even finished one semester. So don't apply to many, have a lot of options. I know you will say, I don't need to tell you how much I was, there was no money. Application fee is always the problem. God will provide. God will provide. Don't apply, at least in my opinion, apply to a minimum of 6 to 7 schools. Now, the lady has applied to like 7 schools now, and one of them, immediately she applied, it was not up to 24 hours. The graduate coordinator mailed her that I saw your application already, and just let me review it. Let's review it. We'll get, I'm 100, don't let me be too sure. I'm 90% sure that they will pick her and they will fund her, because I know that department, they have money very well. But if she gets bigger offer, she does not need to come. She should go to better, higher schools. You understand that kind of things? Even though there's nothing like high school or low school here, the curriculum is the same. It's hard. So please don't apply to minimum of 6 to 7 schools. But if you do not apply at all, that you are so lazy, you did not do anything, you don't just want to stress yourself, 4 schools. But make sure you are strategic about it. But if you left to me, it's 6 to 7 schools. So that by the time you get to the embassy, even if you apply to 6, 7 schools, they say how many, you can say 4 or 5. They will now say, how many admitted you? Sometimes all of them admitted you. You say, how many admitted you? If they now say, why this one? You say, let me tell you something. If you get this thing right, you will not have a dick at the embassy. See, I have somebody that all they asked her was 2 questions. Because as you get to the embassy, some people, they have already denied them. That is where the thing is. Giving out the list of schools is the work. Is the work. So if you want me to give you school, for example, now this morning, you will need to, I will know your profile. I cannot just give you school. It is based, if you notice, I did not mention the name of school like that. Is that you prepare yourself to apply to the school that your profile fits in. So for me to give you school, you will need to tell me what you've got. Yes, you will need to tell me what you've got before I say, oh, this school. Or I will say, because it's not everything me too I know. I can just say, okay, give me till weekend or give me some time and I will go check. So please go on. Oh, one of my friends just joined now, and I'm going to use him as an example because I might not put him on the spot because I've not told him before, but I will tell you one of the things that happened.
I've told you. I've spoken with him.
Okay, that's fine. So, number 1, where's that thing I was using again? Are you a credible candidate? I want to know that. Before I continue, I was trying to say that if you get these things right and you go to the embassy, they will not quiz you a lot. Some people, they've already denied them before they got there. Some people, they've already approved them before they got to the front of the officer. They just need to ask them. Someone just said, one of our ladies, just when she went to the embassy last week, the visa officer just said, oh, I can say you are going to social schools and you have a graduate assistantship. Okay, what will you be doing with this course? No, I will share it. I will share that visa transcript with you. Oh, you have a graduate assistantship, you are going to social schools, I will be approving your visa. If you get it right, sometimes it's not that you get it right 100%, but if you get it right, you will not have stress at the embassy. You will not. This my friend that just joined now. It's not that he could not go to some other places. He could, but he was waiting to get it right. Today is a doctoral candidate in at Kent State University in Ohio. So please, you need to get it right so that you don't worry. He will share what happened at the visa interview. He will share it with you when I want him to talk. So, are you a credible candidate? Number two, are you financially able? Now, if you get it right, you do your stuff very well, you are able to get graduate assistantship, you already know that this person will already bring graduate assistantship to the embassy. This means this is a credible student. Then, do you have home ties? That is when they will be asking you questions like, what will you do after these studies? That is when you will be telling them, okay, I'll come back home to do this and this and this. So you are showing home ties. So don't forget, the first thing they are looking for, are you a credible candidate? Are you financially able? Sometimes a good statement of account will do that. You need to seek advice for that too. If you have questions regarding that, you can talk when we are asking questions. A good statement of account, then are you financially able? A good statement of account, or some sort of funding opportunity that the statement of account you will need, the money will not be much like that. That is what they are looking for. Are you financially able? After, are you a credible candidate? Are you financially able? Is number two. Then number three, is there any home ties? Yeah, they will tell some people, what will you do with this study? Well, why are you going? I want to go and study and I want to go and visit. Don't worry. If we don't intend to close that group anytime soon. Maybe we will be doing things that we need to prepare people for. Visa interview and things like that. So those are the three things they are looking for. That is why you need to keep preparing yourself, and it starts from now in your applications, in the way you put your things and stuff like that. So that is that for the interview. So if married people have questions or thereabouts, we can take it from there. I've taken a lot of time today. All right, Gideon, let me tell you his story. I just want him to talk about his visa transcript. So he has been on it. He actually applied for a master's. And what I'm saying now is going to answer the question of when to apply for a PhD. But there was no fund on ground for masters. It was so competitive. But because he graduated with 4 points and above, he did not do worse. But he had his GRE. He did his GRE. So one day, the professor now had an interview with him and asked him that. He asked him some questions, even though he did not answer perfectly. He asked him some questions and he was surprised with the way he answered and with the way the interview went. The man now told him that, actually, I like you because you are intelligent and you try to provide answers to some of these things. But I don't have funds for master's people. Will you do a PhD? Come on. And he has an interest in PhD before, and he said yes. He's there today. All right, Gideon, you want to share your visa transcript with us? He's one of my guys. We finished from the same place. On mute. Yeah. Open your video.
Show us your face now. Uncle Gideon, what happened? After trying to woo you to come here, you don't want to show us your face.
I had a stressful day today, so I know my faces will be very rough. I had a very stressful day, so And that's why I never wanted to share my video. Okay, yes, okay, I think.
Sorry before you come in, guys. Gideon is one of my own very personal person that I know very well. And I know how we had a lot of conversation about this matter. Like the guy tried a couple of times. At a point, it was even like, oh my, maybe he needed to wait again, but it's still about getting it right, like Oluwatobi said. So he got it right, he positioned correctly, and today it's a testimony. So we want to listen to him and get to see how some of these things work. And you'll see that this is not just a story of people who just try to connote things. Real people are going. And if you know, studying in the US is part of what should really, really, really happen there. So you really have to pay attention. So he did not do it. He's not doing a master's. He's crossing directly from a BSc to running a PhD. You see? So when people are telling you, if you are in school right now, people are telling you, don't worry, 4 points is not important. Just get anything out of school. It's because they don't have sense. Let me just tell you the truth. So you should learn from things like this. It's very important. All right, Gideon, over to you. It's not my session. I'm just supporting what's happening here.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Toby. In fact, I don't want to divert, and then I don't want to go to that line because that's not what I was asked to talk on. But I just want to recognize them. In fact, since the very first day I started this also, he knew about it. Like when I started, I've taken some steps, but at a point, one way or the other, God made us to start talking about it, and He took me up. And I can say today, by the special grace of God, I'm one of His products. At least God used him to give me a lot of tips, connect me to a lot of people. But He asked me to come up and talk about my transcript. Okay. What I would just have to say is that if you get everything right from the beginning, you will not have any issue with your visa. You will get your visa once and for all. My visa interview was just 4 questions. And in fact, it was like filling the gap. To some people, it used to be a tug of war, actually. But for me, it was like filling the gap. The woman was like, you are going for to so-and-so school for your degree in computer science. I said, yes. Then she was like, who is sponsoring you? So when she said, who is sponsoring you, I wanted to speak. Then she looked at my documents. She discovered that I was funded. And then she was like, oh, you have graduate teaching assistantship? I said, yes. And the funding was about $40,000 actually. So she was like, oh, you have graduate teaching assistantship? I said, yes. Immediately she asked me, what will you be doing after your degree? I said, I'll be coming back. Then she said, to work? I said, yes. She said, where? I said, because I was confused because I never expected the question at that point in time. So I said, MTN. So she just told me, I will be approving your visa. So it was as easy as that. When I finished my interview, I wanted to go back that, was this the interview I used all my time to prepare? I even resigned from my software developer job on time so that then I've not resigned actually, but I took leave actually. So I took leave, about 2 weeks leave, so that I can have enough time to prepare for the interview. And this is just about a minute and I'm done. So it was very easy for me. Thank God I was funded. That's just what makes everything easy. And I think everything you need to hear, Toby would have to tell you, but let me just skip this in. So I think, the Bible, for those of us that we are Christians, says that in the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, the truth shall be established. He introduced me that I'm having a 4 point, but even with my 4 point, at a point in time, I wanted to do worse because I applied to several schools. With my 4 points, I had over 300 in my GRE. I was still having some rejection. And in fact, I was advised to do worse. And I had already sent my transcripts to West. I had already gotten the money I was to use for my West evaluation just for me to initiate the transaction when I saw a green light from my university. Then I even spoke with him. I told him, so he was like, I should chill a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. And everything went successfully. So writing GRE, it may be difficult, it may be hard, but I think if you can sit down and try and prepare for it and get a good score, and if you have a low CGPA, if you can make sure you do WES. WES is not an exam. Just make sure you send your transcript to them. You get about $215. That's close to 150,000 naira. Then you do WES. But if you don't have WES, if you only have GRE, and if you can support with the TOEFL or IELTS, I think you are good to go. You have all the resources in terms of guidance. In fact, the resource you have will be sufficient to guide you to get into a good and reputable university, as long as you can fulfill those requirements. I think that's just what I have to say. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. As he said, he's my personal person, and I was always carrying him along during the process. So it's not an easy journey actually, but it's something that worth it. If you actually end up getting your visa and you get to the US, in fact, you will thank God you took the bold step. You will thank God you actually, worked and then you followed it too, because you will be happy, and your children, your posterity will even thank you for it. That's just what I have to say. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Gideon. I really appreciate this for coming on board. Thank you so much. So guys, that's it. So this thing have been coming to my mind. I wanted to wave it, but I will say it. Please, my friends, don't look down on yourself. Let me explain to you. I have a friend. She finished with maybe 3.6, 3.7, 3. So I told her, just do WES. Just do WES. You will be fine. She said, okay, I'm going to talk to mommy and things like that. I think she's their last born, so she can easily talk to mommy and the elders. But I discovered that she has a low self-esteem. She's always saying, Chico Leo, more computer low, you know all those kind of things. You have already failed yourself even before you gain admission. You have failed yourself even before you enroll. You enroll to a program. Are there people that do not survive it academically now? Yes. We are here by degree. This is my third semester. I don't need to be telling you my grade. And it's not because I'm that smart or this. There's something called aptitude. If you see attitude, or what they call it. So please don't look down on yourself. It's true. You can be a 3-pointer, 2-pointer, 3.46. What program? You will enter. The first person that got visa at the fall semester that went was a 2-2 person. One of the third class guys, the day he announced that I got my visa, everywhere scattered. The guy is in Texas now. My own personal person, I did not tell him before. In fact, it has been long I saw him on WhatsApp because I know he's very busy. He's in West Virginia. In fact, it was his card I used to pay for my West when my card was doing rubbish then. He had 2-2 from Lautech, agricultural engineering. 2-2. He's a doctoral student now in West Virginia University. He told me, he said, by the time I fulfill the master's requirement, I will transfer to another school. He said he wants to go to Georgia Tech to continue his. Don't look that you have 2-2. Don't look down on yourself. Yes, we'll look at this thing together. We can look at your profile together. Sure. Don't look down on yourself that you have 2-2, HND, or whatever. My friend is in Texas Tech. Samuel is in Texas Tech. He's in Texas Tech. He's an HND student. He finished from Yaba Tech. He did his WES, and that is it. That is it. This is it. Maybe I don't think it's clear. That is it. Samuel TTU. So don't say HND or whatever. Whatever the profile is. If you say you finish with third class or this thing, and you don't want to rush into the process. I have told you, go and do Scholaro. If you have 2.5 and above, bring it. It's sure for you. By the grace of God. Don't look down on yourself. Don't say, will I survive? First class people are complaining. You too, you will complain. But if you say we die here, say, you will not fail. This is my third semester. I have not failed a course. And I will not fail any course in Jesus' name. Or maybe I should tell you, my lowest grade since I started has been B. Okay. I used to share my results. Okay, maybe I think I didn't share the last one. I used to share it with Abiodun Mustafa at the end of the semester. You are the one that will say no. You should know that when other people are using 1 hour to do it, you will use 3 hours. You will use 4 hours. You may need to record the lecture. And these days of COVID, some of those classes on Zoom, you can go back to the Zoom lectures and watch it and watch it. And in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm doing a course this semester, no physical class, no Zoom class. You watch video and you will do exam. Don't look down on yourself. You have 2 or whatever. Does not mean that you cannot get through with it. Go and do. I have a friend who works in Zenith Bank. He joined this group. He has done it. See, he was doing UK. It's not that UK is not good. UK is good. But I still have guys in Europe. They still want to come to America. Why? Because America is a liberal country. Their processes might be crazy and hard. But guys, if you follow it through, if you have questions, keep raising your hand. Start raising your hand already. Because we've used almost 2 hours now. So we need to answer questions. Why? Because America is a liberal country. Guys, don't say too. Don't say first class people. Don't say, this guy is not focusing on us. I'm just saying first class decision people. You don't have problem. Just do what I ask you. I'm sorry to say, to make that kind of statement. Just follow this thing step by step. This thing step by step as we are saying it. You will get through because your high grade is an advantage. So I see no reason why if you put other energy, you need to put it. That my friend that I say apply to 6 school, apply to 7 school. I told her, I said, sister, go and do your GRE. They have waived it. They have done this. They have done this. Because we're teaching in the same school then. I told her, I said, go and she's not agree. But me now, I now have first class now. So our mouth is smelling. I said, okay, no problem. He said, in fact, my friend, we had first class together. Is at the University of Miami, or what's the name of that school? She said she's there now. They did not ask for. I said, okay. I kept quiet. She carries $70. She applies to one university in New Jersey. I know if they have replied her, she would have told me. It's almost a year now. She has not heard anything. The day I announced at the place of work that me, I've gotten visa, I'm leaving. Oluwatobi, this is that. Just looking at them. Okay. And I told her, I said, my sister, GP is not your problem. Go and do GRE. Go and do your GRE. I say you have first class already. Based on that, go and do your GRE. You don't have problem. Now she has applied and she is coming in. I'm sure the way I'm sure of my name, she's coming in. In fact, for one of the guys, just say, okay, I've seen it. Right? Coordinator hardly do like that. Most of the time, immediately you apply, they will just, it is the graduate school that will reply you back. So they will reply the graduate school, then the graduate school will reply you in most of the cases. It is the name of the dean of graduate school you will see on your admission letter in most of the time. So for the graduate coordinator to reply, it means he wants to take her into their department. So you have what it takes. Go and do that Scholaro, 2 or third class. Go and do it. Go and do it. If you have 2.5, then let the conversation begin. And let's see what will happen. So I already said it, start raising your hands to ask questions. This is question and answer time. This is question and answer time. I just want to get this out. I want to get this information session out today. Please don't be shy. ask your question. In fact, I'm in one this thing like that. For you to be added to the group, one of my group, for you to be added, I don't know, maybe one or two people are on that group too. No need. If you want to join, you tell them your profile. You don't need to be ashamed. It has happened, it has happened. Don't say this thing, it's sure for you. Okay, somebody is raising hand. I expect more hand probably while we do this. Okay, Sheyi, you can come up, please. Sheyi, ask your question, please. You are raising your hand. Okay, let me read. I have distinction in my master. Can I get assistant for PhD? Yes, but we have to know your profile. What was your undergraduate? What was your master's? Just like that. And some of you can still ask that just finished your undergraduate and you really worked in that project. Talk to your supervisor, try and publish it. It will also give you an edge. Sheyi, do you still want to ask?
Hello, Toby. Good evening. This is S.O.P from Ekiti State.
Oh, good evening, Mr.
I'm very
Sheyi.
happy. I'm very happy to hear your voice, and the Lord will continue to bless your memory in Jesus' name. Amen. So, like I said earlier on, I had 2-1 in undergraduate. That's 3.99. 3.99. Yeah, and my distinction, my MSc, I had distinction 71.24. And I have some journals too presently. So that's the reason why I asked the question.
Okay. I think I know who is talking. If it is the person I know is a physics person. I think the person mentioned his surname. So if it's a physics, yes. Is that Mr. Sheyi Okpefa of Physics Department in FUNAB?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
with you, sir. Good evening, sir.
You will get in. Just go and just try and do the GRE. Try and do the GRE. You will get in, sir. Now, let me tell you something about this place. In this place, most of their people don't do masters. Most, I'm not saying all of them. Many of the people don't do masters. It is because of our curriculum back at home. That is why we don't have a lot of skills. You will see some of them finish undergraduates and they will be collecting 6-figure salary per annum. Here. Yeah. If you say you want to be a manager, you will be going for your master's. Are you getting it? So if you have a master's from Nigeria, even though when you come, you still need to catch up with a lot of things, there is some kind of respect they give you. Yes, because if you are someone that have done undergrad, gone to grad school, that is why, especially in this my school, and I believe it's like that too in most schools, if you are a PhD student, you must teach. Whether they give you research assistantship or teaching assistantship or whatever, if you are a PhD student, sir, you must teach. No, I mean, now the 2-1 distinction. Just try and do the GRE. Try and do the GRE. In fact, you now have publications again. Do you get it? Did I answer your question, Mr. Sheyi? Did I answer your question, Mr. Sheyi?
Yeah, he has answered. He said thanks.
So please, you have to really take note of that. It's a possibility, sir. I know these are most of the questions I will be getting today. I have these. Will I be able to? Scholaro.com. Okay. Since we are on a webinar, I can open it for you. I can share my screen for you.
Better Clement is asking a question like, How do I tell them my profile? Can a number be dropped or something? He said I just finished my BSc zoology, interested in masters in ecology or biology.
Did you? Is he on our group? Are you on the WhatsApp group?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to drop the link of that group now.
Okay. Conversations can continue from there by the time we will need to end this. So this is Colaro.com. This is I'm coming to that person in the coming to that soil science person. I'm coming. I will answer those questions. I just want to show you. Oh, Control N. So this is Wes website. So this is Wes. Okay. Let me sign in.
So we can see Colaro now.
So this is Colaro.com. So what you will do is get GPA free. Get GPA free for those that have not accessed it. So you have you have third class, put the name of the course, the credit hours, what you had, keep putting it until from your 100 level to your final, put everything. I believe I've answered the Scolaro thing. Then for Wes.
Okay, just to add that the course you are entering, are you entering the course title or the course code?
The course title. The course title. You can decide to add the course title or the course code because it's not something official, but there was a time before I add my official words then because it took time for me to gather the money then. I had to be using this Colaro thing just to tell them this. And when I had my official words, the difference was just like 0.0. So it was, of course, the official words will be more than what Colaro will give you. You get it? So let me check the chart again. Okay, let me start from, okay, Infinix Hot 7 Pro. I think I've answered the question of Scolaro now. Okay, Ola Tijas. What of the person who hasn't finished with his studies before he was sent back to Nigeria? What can the person do? Sent back to Nigeria. Ola Tijas, do you want to unmute to be clear, or I should put assumptions to this question? Do you want to unmute to ask a question so that you can express yourself very well? Or I put assumptions to this question and answer it? Oh, good. I get probably sent back home, or the person finished his program and is still in that place.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Ola.
Exactly. Actually, it's actually me. It's me. So information technology, but unfortunately, I have issue with the immigration. So I was sent back from the UK to Nigeria. So okay, basically, I only have few certificate at hand, but nothing like a 2-1-1-1 something. So what can I do to apply
what
for
is your
the visa to study in the UK?
Okay, what is your undergraduate? Is it poly you attended or the bachelor's stuff?
It's a college.
Like college. Polytechnic? I mean, in Nigeria here.
Yeah.
In Nigeria here.
No, in the UK. Polytechnic, just like Polytechnic.
Oh. Oh, okay. That means there is no HND or bachelor certificate yet, if I get it properly.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. I can't really say much about that because we are talking about graduate studies here. So it will have to be, the documents they will be requiring, they will be post-secondary document, like for secondary school document. After your secondary school, what are the other, you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's the requirement. Assuming it's somebody that is still doing masters, okay, let's use the undergraduate, what's it called? Let's use the undergraduate stuff. You will not just include in your resume that you started the program so place, because they want to be asking, why didn't you finish this program? Why didn't you? You have gone that way. Now, the question of the soil science lady, I guess, is prompting me to pull up something. So that I wanted to give a general counsel before, but I felt that I don't want to be boring people. But because of that question, I think it's necessary I do that too. Since we are bringing everything to a close today, so let's just chill together. Don't worry, you can lie on your bed while we are, enjoying these conversations together. Now, Bachelor of Agric, it simply means generally agriculture. Now, most of the time, when you want to apply to things like that, you may not see soil science. You may see masters in agriculture. Then, under that masters in agriculture, you will now see specializations in animal sciences, plant sciences. Now, under that plant sciences, you may now see soil sciences. So this was the response that we had. Let me share it. So I'm talking to our Greek people now, because that person that asked the question is an Greek person. You are now saying, do you need the GRE? You need the GRE. And also, your profile is still vague to me because I don't know what your grade is as an undergraduate. And if you have followed the session, when we started, I said anything apart from the art or probably social sciences, apart, of course. In fact, in this place, there are some schools that have their economics under STEM. In fact, that's another, let me delve into that again. So somebody that wants to do economics should not even be saying, it should not even be asking if GRE is compulsory or not. You see this thing I'm pointing, if you are seeing the screen, this thing, these people here, I beg you, try and do your GRE. And I'm talking to everybody generally. Anything apart from education, law, art, anything apart from these things I'm pointing here, anything apart from it, don't follow them to, don't follow the trend of ours. If they say they have waived GRE, please, I beg you, try and do the GRE. While it is true that you can get into programs without GRE, you may be wasting your, yes, are there people that have gotten through? Yes, but I'm telling you the ideal thing. And I have actually emphasized it in the course of the teaching before. So do you get that? Do you get that? Where's that my friend again? Do you get that? Joy, do you get that? Okay, yeah, please just try and do it. Give it
Yes,
time.
I do.
Yeah, most of the people I have now that they are still even undergraduates, especially final year people, I will tell them, immediately you finish your final exam, if you know this is the route you want to follow, don't go home immediately. Stay there and be reading for the GRE. Just be reading. Prepare for it and write it once and for all and get out. Please. God will help. Okay, my BSc is, I put it on that. I just finished my course. Now starting it. I'll go to you. Well, I advise that since you're on your research already, just finish your research since you are planning a PhD. Finish your research and shoot for a PhD.
Can I add?
No problem, sir.
Yeah. I just wanted to also affirm this. For a lot of people, whether you're planning for PhD or if at the moment you are not done with your master's completely, please don't waive up the option of going for another master's, because you may have the kinds of opportunity that Gideon had to directly go and do a PhD. Let me also tell you, even for some of us who are even close to completing PhD, our idea is to the idea of some people is still to go for another PhD in the US. So don't be like, oh, because I already have this here. It's not the same. Oh, it's not the same. A master's holder that traveled from the US to come to Nigeria to do PhD is not the same with your own master's. And you should understand that perspective. So it's just something that we really, really need to get. So if you have the opportunity and they give you a master's, please just go and take it that way. You might now get there and say, okay, you now want to do a PhD. So no wala. But the major thing is to get there first, at least through academic route. So I don't know if Oluwatobi wants to affirm that, or I'm speaking out of context.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something about straight PhD. Most of my guys, most of those 4-point guys and above, even Gideon will testify to what I'm saying now. And most of those first class guys that went on a straight PhD. Let me tell you what straight PhD is. You will still get a master's certificate. It is called a terminal master's. That is, after you have done the coursework, you will do what we call, while others are final, I'm doing a master's program, right? The guys in PhD economic development program in my school, yeah, I'm coming to that, blessing. I got it. I will answer. The guys doing PhD economic development in my school, we did the same advanced macroeconomics, the same advanced microeconomics as the core courses. Now, by the time I finish all my coursework, I do my research, and I am graduating, I will graduate, I will do my research. Instead of them doing their thesis, they will do what we call qualifying exams. They will collect master's certificates. As many of them that want, they will collect it. Then, by the time they now pass that qualifying exam, they will now become what we call PhD candidates. PhD student is different from PhD candidate. So if you get a direct, for example, my friend Gideon now is still a PhD student. Are you getting it? After 2 years, the coursework, he passed his qualifying exam, he will have masters. Then he will now become a PhD candidate. Do you understand? Damilola, do you understand that, sir? So that is the way they do it. Now, they are accepting Duolingo. They are accepting Duolingo. Yes, some schools are accepting Duolingo. And if they did not put it on their website, mail the graduate coordinator and say, I have Duolingo. I have Duolingo. Please, can you substitute? Most of them will take it because of with a graphic. And I want to reduce the number of DM because I don't want it to be that people will send me message and I will not reply. And if it is graphic, my number is on the WhatsApp group. If you are there, you can drop it and I will reply as soon. I will reply as soon as I can. Joy, I will reply as soon as I can. So, more questions, please. More questions? So, it appears we've answered the question. Okay, GRE is the best. How about SAT or TOEFL? How about SAT or TOEFL? How about SAT or TOEFL? A minute, please. Let me make a 15 seconds call. I need to tell someone something urgently.
So, friends, I hope you're learning already and you're getting value already for your time. So please do well to really follow through. Take time to really document these things. What will happen is for the benefit of Toby really does not really want us to do what a lot of people would have really done for you on the replay is they would have told you that to get the replay, because you can testify that the value already in this session is powerful. Like, we've done over 3 hours. This is like 11:15. So do well to find a way to upload this on YouTube and then share the link with you so you can get to rewatch, re-listen, redocument, re-strategize, and position yourself correctly for grad school in USA. Okay, so would look at all of this and see how to get that ready. So please do well to do that. Then some of this link, like the Scholar link and all of those major links that you need, will be dropped in the description section of the YouTube upload. Okay, so just do well to look at that, and make sure that you are also on the mailing list so that I would also prompt you via email when the video is ready. Okay, so you can also do well after watching the video, probably share with friends, get people to rewatch, and also get value from this. All right, over to you, Toby.
Hey, I think you're muted.
I said GRE is the best. How about SAT or TOEFL? GRE is, I said SAT is more of those guys that is coming for undergraduate studies. Why TOEFL is an English proficiency test. TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, they are proficiency test English. GRE is a graduate record exam. It is in 3 parts: quantitative, verbal, like English, maths. They are like high school maths. They are like high school maths. The maths in the GRE, then English, then they have analytical writing, like essay writing. So you need to get the, what's it called? What's the name of this thing? You need to get the exam guide if you want to write that. So GRE is different from SAT, is different from TOEFL, so they are fulfilling different purposes. GRE is just like a unifier. You know, people are coming from all over the world, so they will be like, okay, so that we'll be just, after we have done the evaluation on this person's transcript, does he meet the GPA requirement? Okay, met it. So this is what we are going to do. Let's use GRE for this and that. And most times they use it for funding. They use it for funding. Do you understand? So please they fulfill different purpose, the different exam, different purpose. But because we are talking about, what is it called? We are talking about graduate studies now, is GRE you are doing, if you need to do it. I have mentioned those three people, art, law, or whatever. And I want to, while I'm still waiting for some question, I want to give a general advice again. Where is that my share button again? I think I need to do this. I have said it before, but maybe you don't understand. Let me do it again. Now, look at this. Let's say you are a medical doctor or this. Most of the medical doctor I know, they're always coming for public health. Now, I said something. I said, when you are applying, you will be applying to 4 related areas. And if you follow the teaching very well, I gave those examples. Let me use law people as an example now. Now, there are some things that are professional. Let's say this law now is professional. You cannot just come to America and say you want to start practicing as a lawyer. So you need to be strategic. What do you need to do? At least I know about, you can apply to things like, you can first apply to programs like criminal justice. You apply to programs like public administration. Now, as you're applying to these things, you'll be paying attention. Of course, history education, of course. It's under education, of course. You will be applying to things like public policy, public administration, criminal, things like that. You will apply to other 4 related areas. In as much as is this law, you are still coming to. Now, if it now happens that you're able to come into one of these things and you're like, maybe I don't like this, and use a semester there, and after a semester, you transfer. See, when you get to the US, the rules begin to change. This is what I mean. Let's say, as I am now, let's say a school requires GRE if I want to go for my doctoral program. In as much as I'm here already and I have passed through their educational system, I can call the graduate coordinator, mail him, tell him I'm here, blah, and they might waive it. But it may not be so for you while you are staying in Nigeria. Why are we telling you to do all those things, all these things? From Nigeria, at times they will tell you there is no funding. They will tell you there is no funding. But almost every week now, since we resume now, they're always saying 4 clinical are opened in so places, even in my own school. So by the time you follow the things you are meant to follow right from Nigeria and you come, you will be okay. Even if they are not funding that thing you want to do. Don't let me go into that. Don't let me go into that. I want you to, if I'm saying these things, you may be asking questions you don't have in mind before and we'll be stretching these things. So that's what I'm saying. If you have questions, ask. Ask. So most of the okay, I have checked my CGPA on Scholaro and it's quite encouraging. Please, which school could you advise me to apply to? I have BA in music and I'm interested in master's education. We have to know your full profile. It's not, that's vague. He said it's quite encouraging. The full profile must be known. So I think I'm bringing this to a close in the absence of questions and every other questions. I will keep answering them on the group. Wow, we've used over 2 hours and it's almost 3:23 my time. So that means it's almost maybe 11:30 your time. I don't know. It's almost 11:30 your time. So I think we can be doing this. Now, this is what I want to say. I said something when I was doing this teaching. I said, there are the hard facts about it. There are the hard facts about it. This is the point where a lot of people, where you'll be seeing left on group, but no problem. I'm expecting that already. I said, yeah, I said it's an hard fact that you need to join a community that even if it costs you, make sure you do it if you can. Now, this is what I want to do. I purposely do this 2 days something so that, and I want people to ask questions and I will answer them as best as I can for them to get the information they want. So I know that most of the time, this is the question I'll be having. Okay, I have this, which school do you... Now, let me also show you something. Let's say you have, you can say, this is the way you can search for schools. Let me show you. It's very important because you cannot, how will I put it? You cannot hold me at ransom to be, searching for schools for you. Are you getting it? You cannot hold me at ransom to be searching for schools for you without a cost. And if I may even ask, these 2 days, do you think it costs something? What do you think it costs? Yes, do anybody want to say something like from a sincere perspective? Let me show you something. Let me show you what I do. Even though I'm very good at it now, I don't really waste time like that. If I want to do it, that is if I have time and I sit down, I need to do something. I want to do something. Let's say now we have 50 states in the United States. Okay. If I were you, I can download a map and I will take a screenshot of this to guide me. I will download the US map. So we have, is it 50 states or 51? You can say, for example, universities in Texas. Sometimes I used to put list of universities in Texas. List of universities in Texas. So this is the way I used to do it. Sorry, there is somebody at the door, please. Who is that? Joshua, mọ́tò ní ìbámu tó fi ká wọ́n kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́tò rà níbo ló wà níbo ni wọ́n kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́tò yẹn wà. Mo ṣe ń ṣe kí ni Zoom yẹn lọ́wọ́. So I believe we are seeing my screen. So these are the name of the schools. Let's say, for example, I'm a graduate. I'm looking for, I want to do maybe master's or PhD in chemistry. So these are the schools. These are the schools. So these are the schools. Majorly, these are the schools. Okay, I have a friend in this school. So let me use University of Texas at Dallas, for example. I have a friend in this school. I was there some weeks ago. Control N. So let me say University of Texas at Dallas. Of Texas at Dallas. I would now say graduate. Just to streamline your search, graduate programs. Enter. I want to believe we are seeing it. So you can come down. Can you see graduate programs? So you look at it. No, it's not. This is not their website. Their own is UTD. UT Dallas. Yes, this is their own school website. So we have a lot of schools. I think it's over 5,000. So you have to know the one you're searching. So this is their school website. And these are all the graduate programs they are having. Look at this accounting. It simply means that they don't offer PhD for this program except masters. But don't forget, I said, let's say,
Sorry, sir. We are still seeing the Google. We are not seeing the website.
You are not seeing the website.
Yeah, we are seeing Google. Google, where it's showing list of universities and that.
Wow. Oh, it's because I opened a new window, right? So that is why you didn't see it. Look at what I searched. University of Texas at Dallas Graduate Programs. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Oh, so this is it. So graduate degrees offered. So here you go. This accounting now that they did not put PhD, it simply means that this program, you don't offer PhD in accounting. Okay? So can you see? Like that, like that, like that. But I'm looking for chemistry. It simply means this department, they have masters and PhD. Are you getting it now? So let's say I just click this one. Let's say I want to do a master's and I click it like that. Sometimes I used to do, let me do it like this. If I want, I don't know why I cannot get this Zoom thing is closing it's not making me to see the tab. It's not making me to see the tab. Okay, I think. Can you see you can still see my screen, right? So this is what I used to do. Sometimes I'll do it like this. Let's say I want to do masters. Sometimes let's say I want to do, I can say open a new tab. This one too, I can say open a new tab. I'm just showing you some simple ways of navigating the website. You know, different school, different website, and the way they structure their thing. So this is everything you need to know about the program. And also, let's say you want to go to the college or program link. Here you have it, guys. This is the contact information for the program. But me, sometimes the contact information might not be the graduate coordinator directly. But me, I love doing Olofintoto, like I want to know who is the person. So sometimes I might need to go to the department or college or school website. Sometimes instead of them to say College of Science, they can say School of Natural Science. Can you see it? Or this my Zoom thing is blocking it. Can you see it?
Yes, we
that
can.
means that chemistry program is under this school. So I can just say our department. Can you see? Can you see where I was coming from? The way I'm navigating the website. So these are
yes, sir.
Yes. These are the programs. This chemistry and biochemistry. Remember, it was chemistry I wanted to study. So I click on it. So you have to sit down with it and really navigate the website. Sure, you see. In fact, this school, they say, God bless me. And God bless the people that are online. Look at it. Everybody on mute. I know it will be noisy. On mute. Can you read this thing that I am pointing at?
GRE
may be waived for 22 applicants. Students applying within the US may qualify.
You know, I just said something. God bless you. God bless you. You can mute now. Remember, I was telling you something like, by the time you get to the US, the rules begin to change. But the problem is you are not in the US already. So you need to do everything you need to do so that you will be competitive and come in. Now, look at it, say may. So guys, if you are, there is that thing again that I shared before, please, if you are in any of these things, guys, in a way that you are not art, you are not education, you are not this, please try do your GRE. God will provide. I know why I'm telling you these things. I know why I'm telling you these things, guys. I know why I'm telling you these things. Just try, read for it and do it. God will provide. And if you know you will not do it, it's sure for you You can get a good statement of account, no problem. But I'm telling you the way to it. And let me tell you something. But they say students applying within the US may. It simply means that even if the person is in the US and he said it's this school and things like that, as the person is trying to apply, probably the person has not finished his coursework in his previous school and is graduating that semester. It simply means that as he's struggling with the normal schoolwork, it will still be racking his brain to do GRE. So why not just get it one? See, I have friends that did GRE 3 times, 4 times. I know this thing is money, I know this thing is time, but they know what they are looking for.
Sorry, sir, I did mine 2 times.
Yes, I know his story. Gideon did this twice. So please, guys, please. My mind is really with especially those HND and people with lower grades. My mind is really, don't sit down with it. Sit down with it and do your thing. Don't rush. America, my mentor will always tell us that America is always there. Get it right. Get it right. Just get it right. And all of us, we are smiling today. Get it. In fact, it does not have time again to be sitting somebody down to say he does not have the time. Does not have the time again because the guy is into tech now and making cool cash. He does not have time again to be sitting people down and this is the way to do it. So please, guys, do your GRE if you know that you will be needing it. If you are in any quantitative field, natural sciences, engineering, do it. Oh, God will help all of us. So this is their website. This is the chemistry website. Let me see if I can show you my friends. If he's there and you're not going to be using email to disturb his life, they don't even list their graduate student on the website. This is actually my friend's department. He's a student here. Let me see. People. Did they put? Now, if you want to know the lecturers in that department, this is the way you will see it. Can you see it now? So sometimes that their requirement will be that, okay, go and you need to get a professor first before we will admit you. So you may need to be looking at them. So it's work. So you may need to be looking at them one after the other. You will need to be looking at them one after the other. Can you see? There are some professors that they will even have their own lab. There are the professors that a whole building like this is their lab, or a whole floor of a building is their lab. Please don't let this thing be boring to you, please. I know why I need to share this. Now look at it. So look at here you can see the members of their lab. You will see their students that is working with them. Can you see now? So instead of them saying having a link for graduate students, so the students are under the professors. Can you see now? Can you see? Let me go and see. I think I know the name of this professor. And I believe all the people on this line, they are, mature people. That does not mean you will now go and carry email and go and be sending email up and down. No, it's not like that. You have to be strategic about what you are doing. I'm just trying to show you how to search for schools and how to do your stuff. I think I know the name of his professor. Let me see whether, okay. Oh, this woman does not have, she does not have a personal website. But this is where she's working. So guys, this is how to go about it. So you need to sit down and really navigate the website. You need to sit down and really navigate the website. So this is the chemistry. So each program, they have their own website. And some schools too in Nigeria, they are developing that each department, they are having their own link. So graduate. So this is graduate. So anything you want to know about the graduates program, you're going to find it here. Can you see? Everything about the graduates, about the doctoral program in chemistry. Here you go. Okay, graduate advising. So it simply means if you need some graduate advising, is this man. So they tell you what he's going to do. He's available to help students with course prerequisite, course content. It simply even means that this man does not want to be saying anything about admission, except this guy that is here, this Betty that is there as their contact information. So you need to really navigate the website and things like that. Did somebody drop a question? Okay, but I believe you have seen it now. That was when people don't know. So guys, that is how to search it. So let's say you want to easily know the ranking of a school. Even though I don't think you should not be saying that because this school is a low school, you will not go there. No, it's not like that. So let me see. So if you want to do the ranking of a school, let's say for example now, if you want to really know the ranking of a school, you can just say, what is the name of this school? Okay, this same school. Because I know the shortcut, this thing, you can just say UTD ranking, US news, something like that. Can you see? This is the number 136th university in the US. You know, I was telling you something about national rankings and regional rankings. Now, the schools within the national ranking, they are between 100 to 300. Now, the schools that is not within 300 does not mean they are not good schools. It simply means that probably they don't have a lot of colleges or they don't have a lot of PhD programs and things like that. So they are, how they determine their thing is not your problem. But regional schools, I think I was trying to apply to one school then. I did not later apply again. Okay, and you see, it's even bringing it out. The reason why it's bringing it out like this is because, you know, it's my Google account. So most of the things I have searched, you will see it there. Now look at this school. This school is in North Carolina. I mailed them then, but I did not like their foundation. Appalachian State, I think it's a regional school. University, ranking. All this keyword is just to streamline it for you. US news. US news. US news is a website anyway. Can you see? Can you see this school? Now, when they say regional university, it simply means north, south, west. So this school now will grow to a level that it will become a national. It will become a national university. Can you see? So it simply means that in the southern part of the US, so to say, this school is number 6. So that does not mean that even if you attend $10 university here, of course, I don't like doing some comparison at times so that people will think I don't love my country again because I'm here. No, it's not like that. I'm just trying to explain something. So do you understand? So it simply means that in the southern, this school is number 6. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you are getting it, say I'm getting it.
I'm getting it, sir.
So guys, so I'm just showing you how to search for this school. I think, I don't know if they are regional school then. Let me check this school. They used to be regional then. University of, so we have over 5,000. Even me, I don't know all of them. But I'm telling you the things, the way I used to do it when I started, though my streamlining is very faster now. Very fast now. Because so look at it now. It simply means in the northern part of the US, this school is number 55. So it does not mean that is a bad school. As a matter of fact, I have guys then that they funded then, even though it was not full funding, and I think they came in. Do you get it, guys? So it's just, so we have 50 states, we have schools there, but we have a lot of schools in Texas, we have a lot of schools in Texas, we have a lot of schools in Georgia, we have a lot of schools in. So it will not be fair. Now listen to this. So it's 12. They say it's almost 12 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry. Me, I'm just enjoying myself. So it will not be fair for me to be attending to all the 200 people in the group saying I'm looking for schools for them. It won't be fair. It won't be fair. So this is what we are going to do. I believe, I know people may not want to answer. I believe you've gotten value for these, 2 times we have met, the WhatsApp chat and this webinar. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I don't have time for this video. This is where I would have think we should do it. Like, we cut it into segments, but I don't have time. Even my video editor, it's been long I use that thing. I don't have time. Seriously. I would have said we should cut the question and answer part. We should cut the place I talked about S.O.P. We should cut the place about where I shared my thoughts about graduate assistantship so that people can easily navigate it and they may not need to be on a video for 3 hours. But if you know what you are looking for, I mean, you can always sit down with the video. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a mentorship group. That is what I will do. You don't need to leave the general group. Okay? You don't need to leave the general group. I'll be talking there from time to time as God helps me. But it will not be fair for me to start looking for schools, answering over 200 people. It's not fair. Saying, no, this school, I'll check it. No, it's not fair. I want to have a mentorship group if you are interested. However, I'm still online. If you still want to ask questions when others will be leaving by the time we are bringing it to a close, of course, we'll stop our recording then, no problem. I just want to take today to do this. By midnight, I will continue reading my book and my assignments, no problem. But this is what I will do. I want to have a mentorship group, and it will be for 60 days, which is 2 months. And if you want to be part of that group, of that mentorship group, yes, if you want to be part of that mentorship group, it's 5,000 naira per month. 5,000 naira as a commitment fee. As a commitment fee. Let me tell you something. I don't need to do any comparison so that you will not think it's all about the money. So it will be 5,000 naira commitment fee per month. And it's going to be for 60 days. After 60 days, the group will be terminated. I bring in another set of people because I believe that the progress should be measurable. It's not that people will just be there and they will say we are doing mentorship group. If you say I'm not joining mentorship group and you want to engage me for 2 hours, 20K. I know most people will not want to do that. Even me, I don't think I have all the time to sit down for 2 hours. And see, I've done that before and I'm not doing it again. Like, I will call people. This is the way they do it. See, that is why if I see people like Gideon, people like Esther, and things like that, I'm always happy. Because even if I did not talk too much, they will just go and try it. Even if what I tell them did not work, they will come back and say, Toby, this is what is happening. No. This is what is happening. No. And then we'll look at it and for those of people that There are people who have used 2 hours and we talk. They will not still do anything. So I know it's going to say, no, we will do it. No, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that again. For the general group, I'll be talking there from time to time. You have searched for a school. You need my thoughts on it. If I'm available, I will say, oh, why not do this? Why not? I will be doing that. But that mentorship group, I will always be running it for 60 days. Now, I will give an advice so you will know whether you should join or you should not join. By the grace of God, God is helping me in my own little way. I'm not trying to give you my CV. I help people with, if I can, sometimes I help with, to defray some of their application fee, to do some of those things. I'm doing this on purpose. This thing I'm doing, this mentorship group, I am doing it on purpose because I really want that commitment. I cannot waste my energy again. Wasting your energy is different from being sacrificial. I've done that very well by the grace of God, and I'm still doing it. So that 60 days, let me advise you if you actually want to join or you don't want to join. Let me advise you if you think you need to or you don't need to. Now, it will run for 60 days. And my advice for people is always the fall semester or the spring semester. I think I can stop sharing this. My advice for people is always the fall semester. My advice for people is always the fall semester or the spring semester, which is the spring is January. The spring is January, while the fall is, they used to resume in August. So if you are going in January, it simply means that you will be preparing by now, and by, what's that Monday? If you are going next year, January, it simply means that by August, September, you must have finished submitting all your application. I'm saying this so that you will know that it's not that I want to gather people so that they'll be doing the 5K, this thing. No, that's not the reason. So if you are going next year, January, okay, you can do the 60 days mentorship stuff. And I will tell you what it covers. Because even the mentorship stuff is not for, like I said, it's a commitment. It's not for reading people's S.O.P. No, it's not for that. If you want to know how to write S.O.P, I have spent hours on that today. You can go to this video and watch it. I'm sorry, it's almost 12 a.m. in Nigeria. Let's just clear this today, and I know I'm done with this training thing. And if there are any other questions, you can be dropping it in the group. I will reply. Now, if you are going next year, January, which is spring, I will not even do that. I will not even start. I will not even start that mentorship. It will not start this month. I can start doing it from next month, February. So if it is that, you can be looking at February and March. You do it, you prepare all the stuff and things like that. Even before you join, you can start reading for your GRE if you know you need to do it. However, if you still want to join, you still want to ask me some questions, whatever, no problem. So I will advise you to do that. Now, if you are going by fall, which is August this year, you can still join it too, but most of the application for fall and funding considerations, they have closed. I'll be sincere with you. Of course, because even people that they have applied before the deadline, they have not gotten offer. They have not gotten their funding offer. They have not gotten their admission offer. So some of them, they are waiting for some strategic dates for the announcement. And for fall 2022, in fact, some schools, they have not done their budget already. So can you now see that? Yes, there are some people that they will talk to me based on what they say and the readiness they give to me. I can still find some school for them. They will still apply for fall and we will still see how it goes. So we can still do that. You can still join. Those that are going in January, you can join and start preparing now. And those that are still saying fall, you say you want to join, no problem. If I see your level of readiness and I ask you some questions, you're able to answer, and I say that, oh, this should go, and we do some permutation and combination. I can still give you advice that, okay, maybe this school, or try this, or say relax. Because sometimes you need to actually wait and relax and get things right. You understand that kind of thing? So that is what I'm going to do. I think I also need to say this. You need to note these dates. You need to note these strategic dates. December 1st, December 15th, January 1st or 2nd, you know, January 1st is New Year. So let me say January 1st, January 15th, or sometimes the end of the month for these months that I have mentioned already, which is December and January. So don't forget, okay, let me put it this way: December 1st, December 15th, December 31st, January 1st, January 15th, January 30th or 31st, then March 1st, no, February 1st, February 15th, February 28th. Now, don't get me, please. Some things can happen in between those days. But I'm just saying, if you look at most of these schools, that is the deadline they used to have. February 28th. Then March 1st, March 15th, then anything. Okay, March 15th, March 30th, the last day of March. Then April 1st, April 15th, then April 31st. Then some schools too used to make decisions. So that is why some people, they will still enter embassy late May, late June, July. Some, they will still get their visa and they will still be up. But anything after April 15th or April 30th, you don't hear anything. My dear, start preparing for another semester. So you need to note those dates. You need to note those dates. We are bringing it to a close. It's almost 12 a.m. in Nigeria. It's 4 minutes. I want to end it in 5 minutes time. If you still have any other question, you can ask me so we can bring it to a close. Or let me just hand over to Abiodun Mustafa. Thank you very much for your time.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Oluwatobi. It has been a powerful moment. Like we are almost close to 4 hours on just tonight. 4 hours on just tonight alone. That was aside the long hours spent on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, sharing those deep moments. Thank you so much, Oluwatobi. And thanks also, Gideon. Now, I want everyone to take note for the mentorship program. It's very important that you join part of it, because the truth is you can spend a lot of time trying to just search out things that are unnecessary. And at the end of the day, you'll keep saying that they are denying you. So when you get the right guide that work, and take note, Toby is not only going to be the one that will be working with you or that will be here. Toby will be working with a couple of his team. Esther will be coming on to share experience. Esther just got in some weeks ago. Gideon will also be working with you and a couple of other people. So you should take this advantage, and I can tell you it's very cheap. Like I was sharing with Toby, there's somebody who is doing Canada only, and people are paying up to 19K. That's at once. So not that they will even mentor you, they'll just give you guide and tell you, go and do it yourself, go and figure your way out. So you should be able to take advantage of this if you are really serious about these things. It's not for anybody. It's about those who are ready to work and those who are eager to study in the USA. So if you really want to, if you see this as a dream that you need to accomplish, I can guarantee you that this is something you really want to do. So I don't know, maybe Oluwatobi will drop details of payments on this group, either on this group or on the WhatsApp group. Then probably when we will upload this, I'll still share the details on the YouTube platform. So I think there are some people who are trying to ask questions. Okay, Martin's Blessing says affordable. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Martins. Williams Wanda is saying, thank you so much for the sacrifice. Thank you also. Galaxy Tab A is saying, when applying schools, do you need to apply as international graduate students? Of course, now you're an international student. Of course, you're an international student. So these are things that you really, really have to pay attention to. You may see, one thing is you may even have the money, but if you get it wrong, you would still be denied some of these privileges. So this is something that is very, very important that you have to take note of. For someone to sit down with you, answer your questions, tell you whether the school you are considering is right or not, tell you what are the things to go and do in the embassy, tell you, even personally, I've done an application before and I checked something thinking I was doing the right thing. And they Toby had to tell me that, no, don't always check that thing. That's even in normal application. Not that I don't know English, but you can make just a single mistake and before you know it, you are denied. So guys, do well to join that mentorship platform. And I can tell you, Toby is doing this for cheap. He's not doing it for the money. He's getting a couple of dollars from there, but you are only trying to be committed to show that you'll be serious with what will be taught. So that's what you're trying to do. But it's still fine if you need Toby to sit down with you for a long hour directly to tell you, okay, do this for just 2 hours, is giving you at 15K. There are people who charge 100,000 naira to get these things done. That's how eager people are to run away and leave Nigeria. Why? Because they need a country that is working, a system that works. And imagine opening your eyes and you are waking up in the morning and you just find out that you're in the hostel of your dream school in the USA. Just think of what that can do to you. So I don't know, Oluwatobi, can you drop the details for payment? Are you dropping it here on this group? And then maybe we'll just drop it again on the WhatsApp platform so people would know how to pay up for the mentorship.
I'll do that later in the night. I have some things to still catch up today. I will just look. I'll get back on that.
All right. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. This is 12:01. We look forward to a time where we may just do this again. Probably we come on Zoom and then we upload possibly on YouTube again, or we have a direct YouTube live where people just type their questions and then we go on more powerfully. Thank you so much, Oluwatobi. Yeah. And Gideon, thank you so much for joining us. It was so much blessing seeing you. And I hope you keep carrying, you keep holding more snows and keep sending a lot of pictures. Thank you so much. We are really grateful. Please, can you unmute and just help us shout a massive thank you to Oluwatobi? Unmute and just say
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much,
bro,
Mr.
Toby.
Toby.
Thank you, bro, Gideon. Thank you, bro, Ami. Love you all.
Thank you, Mr. Abiodun. Thank you, Mr. Gideon. Thank you, Mr. Toby. Really appreciate this. Is wonderful. I appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, everyone. So
thank
if
you so
you are
much,
not on the general, if you are not on the general group, please do well to join. I just dropped the link. So you should be on the general group so that you can get further details there. So definitely Toby will drop details on how to join the group with you. So we don't want, the reason for that is we don't want so many crowds that are just distracted, not doing anything. So he can be laser focused on people that is actually dealing with. All right. So it's like there's the news for the general public, like Jesus. There's the message for the 12 and there's the message for the 3. So it depends on what level you want to work. All right. So thank you, everyone. We look forward to, Toby will be looking forward to be engaging with you as you begin to take action. Have a very good night. It's not even night again. Good morning, everyone. Have a good rest.
All right, guys.
And have a
bye.
blessed moment. Yeah, bye.